Well, good morning, everybody. Joel leaving for work is my cue to get up. Love you.
Love you.
Bye. I'm gonna text you all day.
This is what the kitchen looks like waking up this morning. This is just the reality of it.
You talking to?
I'm filming. Good morning. Dad said he needs the garbage cans taken up to the curb. I will admit that I have not been in the kitchen cooking near as much as I would like to, but that's because it's summertime and sometimes it just becomes unrealistic with all of the things that you have to get done. But there's a couple things that I'm doing to maintain our lifestyle of eating that we have worked really hard to build and get to. The first one is sourdough. I would say the number one thing that people think about sourdough is that they don't have enough time to do it because it's so time consuming. I have appointments to do, I have work that needs to get done, I need to get ready, and I have to run the kids around for their practices. So I'm just gonna show you a very realistic day in the life of making sourdough, getting the family all to the things and done that you gotta do, and having an awesome meal for dinner. Calls for 300 grams of sourdough starter. This is 305. We're going with that. I'm not gonna change that, it's fine. Set your starter to the side. I'm gonna add 620 grams of water. Ooh. We're gonna mix this up. 1,000 grams of flour. Flour's in. I mix it to this point, and then I pour it on the counter, and there's a reason. I'm gonna keep mixing this with my hands until there's no extra flour loose around. This is way too sticky to try and work with, so we're gonna let it sit, and it's gonna be a whole new dough in 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go wash my hands, I'm gonna wash my bowl, and then we'll be back. Just gonna measure out my salt. Now that I don't feel like a crazy person with dough on my hands, I'm going to sprinkle this over the dough, and I'm gonna mix this into it. Oh, it 100% is not as sticky as it was. Okay, so we can handle this now, but it is still really sticky. And so I always do slap and folds. So I start on one end, slap it down, fold it over, grab the same end, slap it down, fold it over. And I do this until the dough doesn't feel very sticky. Yes, the dough is sticky, but so much more manageable now. I'm gonna cover the dough and let it set. And I'm not going to set a timer to come back and do my first set of stretch and folds. Typically you do it every 30 minutes. However, I need to go get ready for the day. So I'm going to let this sit right here. I'm not gonna put a timer on, and I'm gonna go get ready. So it's been about an hour. I'm going to put just a little bit of cold water on my hands, just a little bit, not a lot. Grab one side of the dough, kind of scrape it off the bottom of the bowl, pull it up, fold it over. Turn your bowl, grab a side, pull it up, fold it over. Pull it up, fold it over. And I do that to all 4 quarters of the bowl. And very, very minimal dough on your hands. I'm going to cover this, and I'm not gonna time it. I'm going to get a few other things done and then come back to it. The second thing that we are doing to eat well during a really busy summer is Factor meals. Factor delivers meals to your door that are fresh, never frozen, made with real ingredients, and has at least 2 vegetables per meal. So while I get to enjoy my summer plans, I'm still eating the way that I want to without planning, prep, and cleanup. You guys have seen me use HelloFresh multiple times throughout the years, and I've loved them. And fun fact, Factor is now owned by HelloFresh. Having good meals ready for the whole family who all come and go at different times has reduced my stress greatly. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code BonnieFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code BonnieFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. BonnieFB50 at factor75.com. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. This is so good. Oh my gosh. This is so good. Olivia just finished my meal. Tell me that was not so good.
It was so freaking good.
She was like, what smells so good? I was like, oh, I guess you can help me finish this.
But yeah, she's like, do the rest of it. I was like, yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna do my second round of stretch and folds now. Do it the same way. It's probably been about another hour. And we're gonna cover this. Okay, we're gonna let that set to the side. And now I'm going to recruit some help because I'm not doing this, I can't keep a running household all by myself. So go get Cody and Lincoln, and you guys are gonna do the dishes for me, okay? Okay, thank you. Literally hallelujah for a clean kitchen because I feel like a whole new woman in here. Let's feed our starter. So this is what's left of what I used. I never measure what I have in here. It's just whatever is left. I've never actually made my own starter. I think a lot of the questions I've gotten is on how to start a starter. You're asking the wrong gal. There are professionals all over online that can tell you. I know how to maintain it. I just feed it 150 grams of hot water. That's 151, it's fine. And you stir this really good. Keep your jar clean, like keep it wiped, you know, so it doesn't get crusty and gross. The thing I've really learned with your starter, nothing really matters. As long as you feed it well, I'll let it get all bubbly and good and ready to use, put it in the fridge, and it'll die all the way back down. And I've used it when it's been completely not active and bubbly after like 5 days after it hit its peak. And I'm like, this is gonna be a disaster, but I'm gonna try it anyway. And it was some of the best bread I ever made. 150 grams of warm water, 150 grams of flour. That's 150, hey, that's funny. That was 151 and I was, anyway, so the water and the flour was exactly the same. Give it a really good mix. And it's kind of a stiffer mixture, which I think makes for good bread. So we'll just let it sit here until I go to bed tonight. And it's been well over 30 minutes. So I'm going to do my third set of stretch and folds. So I got my hand wet again, just to help the dough not stick. Stretch it up, fold it over. Stretch it up, fold it over. Cover it again, and go do whatever I need to. You don't have to babysit the bread. You just do what you can do, and it's gonna be different each time, and that's okay. I do have the exact recipe that I follow and like the strategy that I follow in the description, so you have a baseline, but you do not have to follow it exactly. Olivia took matters into her own hands and cut her hair. Is it my favorite thing that she did that? No. Vicariously, I can't have long hair because mine's so thin. And so I just want you to have... You're gonna like put the thing on me like... Cut your hair. Pull my hair. Just really smack her around a little bit.
No, I'm not mad.
But you know, you did a fairly good job, actually.
Listen, this is why I'm doing cosmetology next year.
Do you want the pieces framed around your face a little bit or no?
Do you think it would make it look better?
I feel like it gives it like, so it's not just like all one length. Yeah. I like that you've been leaving your hair like more natural texture.
But I want to try. We're gonna try doing like a whole curly thing to my hair today.
Well, now I'm sweating. I'm supposed to do this again, probably about right now, but I'm actually running super late. I forgot. I lost track of time. We have a doctor's appointment, so we're going to Cody's doctor appointment. We are back from the doctor's appointment, and we were gone for 2 hours. Let's say I was gone for the whole rest of the day. I just would have only done 3 stretch and folds. I like to do 4. So this is my last set, and then I'm gonna let it what they call bulk ferment. But bulk fermentation starts as soon as you mix your dough together. Instead of doing stretch and folds, what are these called? Where you, I'm not sure what this is called. I can't remember. Stretch and fold? I don't know. But you just pull up on one side like this and you stretch it up and then kind of fold it in on itself. And I like to do this on my last set because it helps to shape your dough a little bit. So we'll cover it one last time, let it sit here, This hasn't really risen, but I can tell that it's doing stuff. Can I see what your hair did? That like looks very cute.
It flattened a lot though. Like this one, but this one stayed really curly.
I love it.
That
looks so good. I seriously love it so much.
Yeah, and the more I do it, the more it'll hold its curl instead of flattening. But you said that your hair in high school did that.
I spent the afternoon at the lake with the kids, and then I dropped Lincoln off at baseball practice. There's a lot of little tests that you can do to see if your bread is ready, and I never pay attention to those. I do the bread when I'm ready, and I'm ready to put this in the fridge for the night so that I can go get showered and cleaned up and ready for bed myself. These are the 2 shaped Banneton baskets that I have. I'm just gonna coat these with rice flour. And I don't know if I feel like there's a difference between the rice flour and the regular flour. I've done both and I feel like both works just fine. And usually mine doesn't just peel right out. I don't know, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see what it does today. Ooh, well, that was pretty good. Mine always sticks just a little bit, but it does have excellent webbing, so I'm really happy about that. I'm just gonna cut this in half. And I'm not gonna lie, this dough is way more sticky than it usually is. At this point, normally, I don't have any sticking to my fingers. But today I am. I'm just gonna spread it out a little, not, oh my goodness, it usually never sticks. I wonder why. Of course, the time I'm filming this, it's like sticking, but you know what? That's just part of doing your sourdough, I think. It's not gonna be the same all the time. Usually mine's pretty consistent though. Okay, so I'm just gonna fold one side in, fold another in, fold this side in, and then I just will roll it. Okay, it's not sticking too, it's fine. This is the part I've never been great at, and maybe I'm still not, but you push and you pull, and you do that until it looks smooth and nice. My problem is, and I still don't know, I increased the hydration is what they say, and I still get it. Do you see how it's like tearing? And maybe I'm pushing and pulling too much. I don't really know, to be honest. I want one of you to tell me. See how it's kind of tearing on top instead of being like perfectly smooth? Mine have never been perfectly smooth, but I'll tell you, it tastes phenomenal and the texture and everything is so good. So I just don't mess with it a whole bunch. So I take it just like this and I stick it upside down in the Banneton basket. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. Mr. Hoellein just walked in the door. I'm gonna put shower cap over these, and then I'm going to put them in the fridge to be baked whenever I'm ready to bake them. They can last in the fridge for like 3 days. If you wanted, you could put them in the oven right now. They don't have to cold proof in the fridge, but I just like having them ready so that I can bake them when I'm ready for them. And I'll probably put this in the fridge before I go to bed tonight because I feel like it's not done yet. It needs to keep sitting out on the counter until it's more bubbly and a little bit higher. It's about doubled, but I'm gonna let it continue to keep going.
Hi, pretty girl. Look at you. You went and played in the water.
I sat on the beach and watched the kids play.
Smells so good. Like pina colada.
Like sunblock. It's the next day. I'm ready to make my bread. You can hear my oven is heating up. This is a piece of wax paper. I like that they're pre-cut because they fit really well. I spread around the rice flour that's on top. I'm not fantastic at this, but I just do one line like this with a razor blade, and I cut it a few times so it's deep enough. And then I do basically the same design like every time. I like it because it kind of looks like wheat. The oven is preheated to 450 with your Dutch oven inside. And do you know why this part scares me? Because I think I'm gonna accidentally grab the lid without my oven mitts. Okay, this goes right in your Dutch oven. Put the lid on and we're gonna bake it for 13 minutes. Now we're going to take the lid off, put it back in the oven and let it bake for another 20 minutes. All right, are you guys ready to cut this loaf open together? I was talking to a friend the other day who also makes sourdough, and we both were saying how The inside of our bread, I'm not gonna cut it in half and do the whole squishing thing. Like, don't ask me why. I literally hate watching that part in videos. I'm like, I don't care. Me and my friend were saying that the inside of ours just looks like regular bread. I don't have a whole lot of like holes and stuff in there. Oh, it smells so good. It smells so good. The outside is crispy. The inside is so dang soft. I mean, well, that's all I got for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.